Maybe I should give people weather reports as part of this. It's kind of sunny, a little cloudy, 49 degrees. There's a cat staring at me. She seems irritated. What else is new? Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Oh, that's particularly good this morning. I don't know why. Maybe it's the mug. Maybe it's the fact that it's a whistlekick mug. Who knows? Yeah. So I hope everybody had a great Wednesday. I had a Wednesday that was full of meetings. But there was some good stuff that came out of it. Some good conversations, some good emails. It was a good day. I'm feeling a little tired, looking at my eyes in the camera and thinking, maybe I need a little more sleep. I don't know. So, what's going on today? More of the same. Meetings, a lot of email, more meetings. And yeah, nothing particularly exciting happening today. Gym, meetings, emails, phone calls. The life of a businessman, as some would say. But I like what I do. You know, I don't like all of it, but I enjoy the challenge. There's always something to work on. There's always something to figure out, something to grow. And that's what I like about martial arts too. There's always something. There's always something to get better at. And once you think you've gotten better at something, you discover there's more room for growth. Or you set that skill down to work on something else and find, oh, I've lost some of that skill. I got to get better at that. But I'm also trying to get better at this and that and this and this and this. And it can get overwhelming. And that's part of the personal growth side. There's always something to work on. There's always 100 things to work on. I had some questions come in, so let's answer them. If you've never asked a question for this show, I would love for you to ask a question for tomorrow. Best way to ask those questions is drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Tell me something. Ask me to tell you what I think about something. I don't know. I like when the show has participation. It's more enjoyable for me. I think it's more enjoyable for those of you watching. And my tablet continues to show pictures 90 degrees. I don't know why. I'm going to have to fix that somehow. Do you see any parallels between chess and martial arts? Yes. Now, I'm not a very good chess player. I enjoy when I play. I haven't played in a long time. But I tend to be impatient. Something that I deal with in life. Something that I've dealt with in martial arts, in sparring, in a lot of aspects. Chess is about strategy. Chess is about reading your opponent, reading the board, understanding what you're going to do, but not being so stuck to it that you can't see when your opponent adapts to what you're working on. And that's where I always had a hard time with chess. I would come up with a plan, and I would be so focused on the plan, I wouldn't see my opponent's plan. I'm better at being in the moment sparring. That's for sure. And I think that that's the best thing that chess brings you. Is this, it forces you to come up with a plan but not be so stuck to it that you can't adapt. And that's something I think a lot of people have trouble with. And when I think of new martial artists, white belts, etc., that's how they seem to spar. They come up with a combination that they're like, oh, I'm going to use this. It's going to work great. And they don't realize that doing 1, 2, 3 requires you being in a certain spot for 1 and 2. And they do 1, and then you shift out to a different spot for 2. And their forehead gets all wrinkled up, and they don't know what to do next. They have to adapt. Why do you think so many martial artists also have an IT background? And this might be referencing something that we've talked about on the show, on Martial Arts Radio, which, by the way, slight tangent, episode 399 is out, which makes 400 right around the corner. But 399 is a subject I've been working on finding a way to talk about. An event that I spoke about on the show, I think last week, catalyzed some of my thoughts. So episode 399 is titled, Martial Artists Can Be Bullies Too. And you can find that episode here on YouTube or at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com or in your podcast feed. And I talk about the situation that led to catalyzing these thoughts. Catalyzing is not the right word. Coalescing these thoughts. There we go. Collecting these thoughts. Yeah. For a group that says we're really good at stopping bullying, we're also really good at bullying. Anyway, back to this. I have a background in IT. A number of my friends have backgrounds in IT, martial arts friends. Now, I don't have any data to back up this theory that there are more martial artists in IT than there are non-martial artists in IT, but I'd put a little bit of money on it. Now, on one of the episodes, I don't remember what it was, I mentioned this to the guest, and they had a theory as to why. I would speculate you know what I'd want to figure out? How many of the people that went into IT were doing martial arts before IT? There's something about the progression of martial arts and levels and how that resonates for certain people. Obviously, the way that we rank in martial arts. There's something tangible about that I think a lot of people like about IT. I suspect if we were to also dig into the people who do martial arts and do IT, they had some passion for, well, everybody, I was going to say they had some passion for video games at a certain formative time. But I think most kids have a passion for video games at a certain formative time. I don't know. This is one of those that I believe it's true, but I don't know that I can explain why. I guess I can just say that there are personality traits that draw people to both. That there's overlap in maybe this is it. Here's my theory. Here's what I got for you. There are often multiple right ways to solve a problem in IT. It requires an element of creativity, but there's also some very left brain tangible skills involved. There's a lot of knowledge. And you could say the same thing about martial arts. If you're sparring, self-defense, whatever it is, there's no one right way. There are a lot of different solutions. So there's a creative element, but you're still drawing from a limited scope of techniques and concepts, which is left brain. And not every profession serves both of those. if I think about other roles, other problems that people experience that require professional help, it doesn't tend to be as strong a mix of creative and, we'll call it, logical thought. I would love to know if anybody has a different theory, especially if it's a better theory. And our final question for today: if a study were done of black belts, what do you think would be the top 3 most common majors they chose in college? Man, this one's making me think. I majored in computer science and philosophy. I'm thinking about my friends and what they went to school for. My friends who were martial artists. Engineer, teacher. Most of them I don't know. I don't know what they went to school for. I know they went to school. I know where they went to school. I would guess that the majors would pretty closely reflect common majors outside of martial arts. Engineering, business, English. Yeah, I actually don't know what the most common majors are. That would be a helpful list. I feel like I'm striking out on the questions today. But that's cool because you're making me think. I like when you make me think. Good job, everybody. I want you to ask me some questions, so drop some below. Or if you listen to this in the audio feed later on, you can email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. Don't forget, we do the show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. But you can catch it later in your podcast feed or at firstcupwithjeremy.com. Don't forget to turn on notifications after you hit the subscribe button so you can catch this show and all of the other content that we release. We've got stuff coming out at least 5 days a week. And as we've started to put a little more effort into YouTube, watching the $1.50 that we've made over the last 3 days with ads, woo! I'm considering some other content that would be YouTube exclusive that might get us some more attention, that might make a little bit of money. So if you're not subscribed, you're going to miss out on that. So you should do that. Now, your homework. I'm trying to draw from these questions. A good portion of you went to school. Most of you have probably played chess. But I'd say the thing that far more of you have in common is martial arts. When you look at martial arts, you see that we have far more in common than we do different. And as you go through your day, I'd like you to resist the urge to identify the differences between you and others, or other people, between them and others. It's human nature to focus in on the differences, but it's not necessarily human nature to judge those differences negatively. We need some practice celebrating differences, and we need practice finding commonality. So every person that you deal with today, as much as you can remember, when you have a conversation with them, I want you to find something you have in common with them. It could be as simple as, hey, we're both wearing jeans. We both have a similar haircut. Or it could be something deeper, like, we've both been training at this martial arts school for 10 years. We both have 3 children that we love dearly. Focus on the commonality and see how you feel about those people, especially people that you don't really like. Those are the ones I want you to spend the most time considering. See if that does anything for you. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day,